Hello everyone, welcome to PhotoPlay's YouTube channel and welcome to Tuesdays with Tina. My name is Tina Smith and I'm excited to share a project with you. We are going to make a edge-to-edge shaker card. We're using the Set with Stamps brand new chrysanthemum stamp set. I thought this was such a large, beautiful floral that it would go perfect for an edge-to-edge shaker. So there is a coordinating die that will die cut out that beautiful chrysanthemum, and the lovely thing is all of these sentiments there's coordinating dies for, so you can die cut out your sentiment to go with it. So we are going to jump in and start by doing a little bit of stamping. I thought I would color in I'm going to show you an easy way. There's a lot of detailed leaves in this stamp set, but I'm going to show you an easy way to color those in. We're going to stamp our image with our stamping positioner, and you can see it's all one piece, which makes it really super easy. I'm going to place my image on my stamping positioner kind of at an angle, and at the same time I want to stamp my sentiment that says, beautiful friends of the family, you get to choose. I love that. We're going to pick this up with the lid of our stamping positioner, and then I'm going to treat my paper with my anti-static powder tool, and I'm going to ink up my chrysanthemums with a watermark ink. When I stamp with the watermark ink, I like to go over it a couple times because this way I know I get a great impression, and with watermark inks it's a little bit hard to see after you've stamped. So stamping twice, it's just what I do. Now once we have our chrysanthemum stamped, and I stamped the sentiment too, so we're going to emboss all at once. I'm going to use some gold embossing powder. I think gold reminds me of a warm autumn day, so let's go over our chrysanthemum and you get to see how pretty it is. Oh, just gorgeous. Isn't that stunning? I'm going to go ahead and use my heat gun. I'm going to melt the embossing powder. So this is what it looks like heat embossed with gold embossing powder. And I think this looks gorgeous just on its own. But we're going to go ahead and bring in our watercolor markers and do a little bit of shading. I'm going to do a little bit of watercoloring. I am going to bring in a water brush to spread out the color. And when I'm done coloring, I will be right back. Okay, coloring is all done, and I'm going to set this aside so it can dry, and then we'll die cut this out with the coordinating dies. Now I went ahead and die cut out my chrysanthemums, and I think they look really pretty. I put foam adhesive behind here also, along with my sentiment. So we'll put these off to the side. I already removed the release paper, so those are good to go. But to create my edge-to-edge shaker card, there is you can use packaging. but today we're not going to use packaging. I thought I would use one of my clear bags. These are actually the bags that I use to store my mini slimline cards in. I like to put in a coordinating envelope in these bags. You can see here. And then I like to store my slimlines in there just to keep them safe, because I usually put a bit of dimension, like there's googly eyes and some gems on here. So, and I think a lot of us crafters who make cards do the same thing. But this is a 4-inch by 7-inch clear bag, and then there is a self stick at the very end. So this is going to make edge-to-edge shaker card really super easy. I'm going to keep my background white, and I do want a little bit of texture on my background of my shaker. So before we create that shaker, I'm going to be using the A2 piercing Coverplate die. This is so pretty, and it is A2 in size. So I'm just going to center this and then run this through my die cut machine, and I want to have some beautiful pierced detail in my background. So isn't that gorgeous? I love that. Now I do want to add a little bit of a fade to this panel. So to do that, we are going to bring in my blending tool. This has orange ink on it, and I don't think I need to add any more, but I'm going to go ahead and start from the bottom and kind of fade up just to add a little color. And it really does bring out the piercing detail of the die here. Just kind of has a little bit of a fade. I'm also going to bring in my yellow blending tool, and I'm going to add the yellow to the bottom too. Just so we have a little yellow fading out. So that is our beautiful background panel. You can really see that dotted detail. Now I'm going to take this, and again, the size of this bag is meant to fit my mini slim lines. So this measures 4 inches wide by 7 inches tall. It's like the perfect width. And then we're going to slide in our panel. If you trim off just a little bit off your 4-inch wide, it'll slide in beautifully. And you don't have to worry about tape or anything. All you have to do is fill it. So that's what we're going to do. I chose some confetti. These don't have any, it's like sequins with no holes. And I'm going to add some soft off-white color. And then this is a real pretty peach color. We're going to add that. You just open the bag like this, pour it in. And of course, if you don't keep your cards in plastic bags, use your packaging. Trim it down and add some double-sided adhesive on the back. And then these are little tiny flowers. I thought we'd add a few little flowers to go with our chrysanthemum theme. And then they're all stuck in the bottom. What we're going to do is fold it over, remove the release paper off of the top flap, and fold it over. And tape, you want to get the air out. And then we're going to do a little shaking, mix all of that together. And I just love the way this looks. They all kind of drop to that blended area on the bottom. I think it looks really gorgeous. To adhere our edge-to-edge shaker to our card front, it's super easy. Rather than, well, you could add adhesive using your tape runner on the back side of your edge-to-edge shaker, or you could add it directly to your card base. I'm using an A2 side folding card base, and you're going to have a little bit of your card base showing, so you don't want to go all the way to the edge with your tape runner. And then I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's centered. And we're going to adhere this right over the front. So pretty. Love the way this looks. Next, I'm going to take my chrysanthemums, and we're going to position them at an angle, a slight angle I should say, right over the top. Now I do want to add something else besides my sentiment. And in my stash I have some copper, real thin. This looks like 28 gauge copper wire. I'm going to trim down a little bit. And I think I picked this up at Walmart. And I'm going to open it up a little bit so I have a whole bunch of loopies, like so. I'm going to put them behind my sentiment. Since we have adhesive, we can just tack it down and then we can fluff it up. This is just going to add a little bit of extra texture. And I'm going to add that over here in the corner. And I think that adds just the right amount. It's very subtle. You can hardly see it. Maybe in the pictures you can see it better. But it doesn't take away from our edge-to-edge shaker in the background. Beautiful chrysanthemums using the Say It with Stamps Chrysanthemum stamp set. I hope you enjoyed my project today. I thank you so much for joining me. We will see you next Tuesday for another card project. Have a lovely day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.